Hi, good afternoon. My name is Elizabeth Menchaca. Today, me and my group are going to be doing a local business presentation. The local business that we selected is called EMC Engineers of El Paso. They're centrally located near downtown at 2211 East Missouri Avenue, Suite 312, El Paso, Texas 79903. Please refer to slide number 2 if you would like to see additional information or the picture of the building. EMC Engineers of El Paso has been offering services since 1994 throughout the Sun City. They offer mechanical, electrical, and plumbing services. They work alongside with their architects to communicate and design HVAC plans for commercial businesses, industrial businesses, even older buildings that just need to be updated. They work together to design the HVAC plans to make sure that the building and where the units are going to be functioning correctly. They have had over 500 projects throughout the years. Their main contract is with Fort Bliss here, the Army Fort Bliss. They have worked at the William Beaumont Medical Center, which was a big project for them. They have also worked at the El Paso County for the medical examiner's forensics lab unit. You know, the heating is very important when it comes to that because the temperature in general is just very important, especially for medical examiner. You have to make sure that the room is good at a good temperature for like the bodies and everything else that they do there. They have also worked for restaurants. They do local schools, they do local churches. One of the restaurants that they just finished is called Moramia. It's a very good restaurant. Please refer to slide number 4 if you would like to see some other projects. EMC Engineers of El Paso was actually founded in 1994 in Denver, Colorado. They were actually under EMC Inc. And then that same year they moved here to El Paso, and in 1998 they were independently established as EMC Engineers of El Paso. In 2007, the business was actually run and owned by women. So they had their own architects, they had their female architects, they had their female engineers, and they were working together for the same, doing the HVACs for new constructions and businesses. And now it is ran by Mr. Melvin Glass. He is now the CEO of the company. EMC Engineers of El Paso does not do any type of advertising. They've received several awards throughout the years. They've been recognized through the city of El Paso, and Fort Bliss has also recognized them. So most of their contracts are, from word of mouth, from clients, from customers that they've had. Thank you very much.
The culture at EMC is described as a friendly work environment where employees engage with each other in a positive way throughout the day. The Leader's Guide to Corporate Culture says culture is a group phenomenon. It cannot exist solely within a single person, nor is it simply the average of individualized characteristics. When morale seems to be running low, they tend to conduct a meeting, and in that meeting they try to see if it's going to be a group issue or an individualized issue. If it's a group issue, they tend to try to find a resolution on the spot in that same meeting so their work productivity can go back up. If it's an individualized issue, they have a private meeting with that person and they try to see what's going on. If they don't have a resolution to resolve that issue, they tend to send the person home, let him deal with what he has to do, and come back the next day or in a couple of days with a bright smile, ready to work so we can get that productivity back on. Natasha says, our integrity is what we work off of. Our name has been around for many years. This is important because it keeps the connection with the clients they care about. They care about their image and how their company and their employees reflect the company. Editorial staff says the office or organization's environment or vibe is so powerful that it can make or break your job experience and result either in a long-term employment or in worse circumstances, your speedy retreat back to the job market. When it comes down to managing employee relationships, family members are allowed to work together. In fact, they have a father and son that work together. The son started off as an intern and was hired on as a full-time employee. Carmela S. says group leadership is an essential to a close, efficient team. Relationships management both motivates and rewards employees, making them appreciate them for their work. And Natasha did say that Relationships are allowed between the supervisor and the employees, as long as it's kept in a very professional work manner. If in any reason it becomes unprofessional, they pull those two people aside and they find a resolution, because at any time, unprofessionalism is not allowed in the workplace. EMC is proud to say that they have a low turnaround rate. In fact, they only hire every 3 to 5 years. They have approximately 8 full-time employees, and with these full-time employees, they absolutely love their job. They always give recommendations, and that's how they hire, by word of mouth. Their name is out there. Their employees give recommendations. For the hiring process, it starts off with just as any hiring process that's standard for any company. You submit your resume, you submit a cover letter, and they review it, and then if they like you, they ask you to come in for an interview. You do a brief interview, they go over all the applicants, and at that point, they make a decision to bring you back in to do what they would call as a on-the-job interview. Basically, what they do is they have a system called Revit, R-E-V-I-T, and they use this system for all their programs, for their modeling, for the engineering, for the electrical, mechanical. They use this one system, and they want to make sure who they're going to bring on is experienced in this system. Natasha did say that they don't have time to train somebody sometimes, and they need somebody that's ready to go using this system. So this on-the-job interview to, I guess you can say, use their skills is super important. A combination of knowledge, experience, in a program is important for them because it's what they use day to day, and this is what brings in the income that's going to support their employees. Editorial staff also says resume are a valuable document information about your life, career, and accomplishments. And this is important because, like I said from the beginning, when you submit that resume, they're going to go off of what you had said. And what you have put on that resume, they're going to review it, they're going to call back all your references, they're going to call back your employees in order to get you in. It is a super great work environment to work there.
Hello guys, my name is Ileana Hernandez. As my team members already mentioned, our project is about the EMC engineering business. Like in every job, meetings and problem-solving issues are a key factor to keep the business running the correct way. Otherwise, if something is not done right or resolved when it has to be done, the business might encounter even bigger problems. In order to accomplish these ideas, there has to be specific steps taken by the company, and all employees, including supervisors and managers, need to follow. At EMC Engineering, they have meetings every Monday. These meetings explain what is going to be done that week specifically about a certain project, how much time they have to finish that project, how many employees they're going to need for that project, as well as other important things. They also have kickoff meetings. Kickoff meetings are meetings that do not have a lot of planning, but are needed to clarify some points about a specific project or any changes that have been made to that project. These usually come out of nowhere. They just gather everyone and let them know that there's going to be a kickoff meeting. These are very fast and straight to the point. They give out handouts, discuss a little bit about what is going on or what the project is, and they work from there. They usually gather in a conference room. However, they are also making phone calls to let their employees know about any changes if it's not needed to meet at a conference room. Like if it's 2 or 3 employees they need to talk to, they just go ahead and call them. As I said, meetings and problem-solving skills are an important part of a business. They have their own method to work with them to work when they are having problems with employees or in the workplace as a whole. The person we interviewed was Natasha. She is the secretary at EMC. She gave me a thorough explanation of how they solve problems within employees. Like in many other companies, they work with a verbal warning, which is talking to the employees looking for a solution to fix the problem. Then after the verbal warning, if the problem persists, they give them a second warning, which is a write-up. A write-up is documented and stated that the manager has already talked to the employee several times and the problem still persists. And if the problem continues, after 3 write-ups, the employee can be terminated. They do not have these issues regularly. That's what Natasha told me. They are a very good company, but these are the steps they need to take in case they do have a problem. If they have a problem within the business, they hold a meeting, as it was mentioned before. They talk about it as a whole group, take opinions from employees, and look for the best solution that can work. It is always a good choice for the manager to have employees happy that really want to make a part of the business, which is like a team, because at the end they all have to work together to get the work done. So that's why they appreciate their employees. Employees should have the confidence of telling their manager if something is not right or if something is bothering them. Their meetings and problems are pretty effective, to what she told me. They do not have many issues. That is why they are a very good business. Overall, this was a very interesting business to interview with all the projects they have made. For example, how Elizabeth told us the hospital, churches, and many other buildings that are being built right now. EMC is a small company, but they are expanding really fast and growing very much. With all this being said, this concludes our presentation. Thank you very much.